Morning. Let's see what we can get into today. Starting off the morning checking some beans and our bottom, and really they don't look terrible. And yes, you guys are on my phone because my camera is in the seed tender. Hope none of this is wet because I'm gonna get stuck. Other than that, most of this bottom looks pretty good. Might have some in the back. We gotta go back here and look. Probably do that with the planter. I don't need to do that now. But Dad's bringing the seed tender over here. Jared's got the other pickup. He's up on the hill looking at beans. So that when we're here, we know what we need to do and we'll come in and do it. We're in the bottom. Just got done filling up. You guys were stuck in my lunchbox. So I didn't have you because I put you guys in the seed tender. But that wheel's no good. And you guys have already seen me replace that wheel this year. It's junk. But I don't have any more of those yellow wheels, so I got to put one on similar to it, sadly. But yeah. Other than that, ready to rock and roll. That tire's a little low, but it'll be fine. It really doesn't hold that much weight. This front wheel does most of the weight on the wing. Out with the old, in with the new. I wish it was one of those yellow wheels, but it's not. So the bearing's not even bad, it's just the rubber's not sitting right in the deal. Whereas those yellow wheels, they're all one solid piece, so they're a lot easier to... They're just a lot easier. Put new bearings in and all that, and you don't have to worry about the rubber getting offline, so... Yeah. A lot better. We're planting. I'm trying to make my way towards the back. But this first end row looks pretty thin. But out in the middle doesn't look terribly bad. It's just where the water went, of course. It looks pretty rough. Planting a low spot here. Just a little thin. Plan is to come to this up by the interstate and then come back, do a pass right beside it, because right in here it's pretty thin. But the rest doesn't look bad. Definitely still some moisture down here. You guys might be seeing that stuff on my tires, but that's from in the back. Had to go across a wet hole to get back there. But yeah. But this up here, it's not the greatest in the world because of all the rain. And then there's corn stalks sitting on top of it. Not the best thing. But you can definitely tell I put ditches up here. They're definitely really rough. And they definitely helped. But still, there's too much water to get out of here very quickly. No good. No beans here. No beans here. There's corn stalks right here. We'll slow down and we try to plant into them better. Looks like we are because there's still moisture in the corn stalks. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to put a ditch there. Yeah, that's pretty rough. And I gotta do a pass on this side. And it should be pretty well done back here. And Jared's wrapped up the front because it's not as bad as this back here. There we go. If you made it this far in the video and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free. And yeah, leave a comment what you think, leave a like, and all that other fun stuff. Just planting along. There's the unit you guys never get to see. I'm about to go through a lot of corn stalks. Yikes. But those beans are gonna be great. still got water here in the middle. Thankfully, it's dry enough for us to come in and plant some beans. It is currently, I think it's the 29th today of May. 28th. Yeah, he's going faster than I am. We're done here. About to roll out. Holding up. Quick and easy fold. Boom. Yeah. That's a really nice rig. I think that thing's just as wide as I am. I'm pretty wide. And pretty tall. Yeah. I'm so thankful we don't do bags. Because that would suck. Especially if they ever got a rip in them. Which I've seen one bag this year that ripped all the way down the top of it, so then it's just a big pile of corn. Yeah, I would not want to have to mess with that. So Jared, his tractor's a little bit faster than mine. He can go 25 to 26 mile an hour. I can only go 23. But his tractor's a little weak in horsepower, so whenever he's got to pull a hill, I catch up to him. I pretty well don't slow down much. Now I do slow down whenever I got a car that's gonna pass me, but most of the time I'm cruising. There's where I went to school. They've been patching up hail damage on the domes ever since I was in school. So it's been at least 3 years they've been patching that dome up, and we've got hail since that storm. And I don't want to know how much it costs. I've heard rumors. But yeah, they've been working on it for 3 years. Me and Jared have parted ways. He's going to a different farm than me. I'm going to my farm to do my replant that I need to do. And then we're going to meet up at the main farm and we're going to go check out some other fields to make sure that they're all right. And we'll go from there. We also got to go get that truck in the seed tender sometime. So, yeah. I should have enough seed to replant my farm with no problems, and he should have enough to replant the field he's going to, so should be pretty well set. We got chances of rain tomorrow, and we'll have almost everything replanted that needs to be replanted. Pretty much everything. So that's good, as long as we don't get hammered by a bunch of rain. Fingers crossed not. We have made it to my farm. We're ready to rock and roll. Yeah, this is no good. Also just realized I'm on the exact same map that I planted this with. It'll be fine. I'm just making everything darker, a darker blue. But yeah. No good. No good. Gonna have to mark that on my app. I got an app for that. No good. Or we go right underneath the outside of it. Yeah. We broke it off a little bit. It'll be fine. It wasn't that big of a stick anyway. I don't know if I can plant that though. Yikes. That is still wet. The front's fine, but that's not. The spooky, scary trees. Just got a few little low spots here that are just not, they just drowned it out. Too much water. See it out there in the field too? Yeah, it's kind of hard for you guys to look out this window here because all this junk. But I swear there's stuff outside. Beans here on the end road don't look terrible, but that's not good out there. this up here is not very good. I'm actually surprised. I think Dad's corn made it, and my beans didn't. But that corn was planted quite a bit earlier than the beans, so it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense, but a lot of the water comes from the front of this farm, kind of over there, and then comes back here, and then goes into the river. Well, that's the river, and that's kind of just like a creek that goes down that way. So, yeah, it looks like his corn came out of it. The beans, some of them did. Not enough of a good stand to leave, but some of them did. There might be more trying to push, but we're just gonna add a little bit of beans and call it a day. Or at least that's what my plans are. Yeah. And the guy that hunts on me, that's his deer stand. Pretty cool. Actually, I don't know if he uses that. I bet he uses that for turkeys too. I don't know. But yeah, this is just a low spot that holds a bunch of water if we get a bunch of water. This is the only farm that I've really seen a bunch of bean stubble. I mean, literally, it's piles of bean stubble. Like all the rest of them, I mean, most of our farm, I mean, this farm has been beans on beans on beans forever, which I wanted to plant to corn, but I purchased this pretty late into the season. We already had our anhydrous on, so we didn't put on any gas here. But so this has been beans on beans on beans, and even with the bean stubble, it's piling up here where we got a bunch of water. But yeah, you see right there, there's no beans. This hillside looks beautiful, but kind of in the low spots, they drowned it out. Just because the water couldn't get off of it quick enough, which, that's alright. Just add some beans. But yeah, there's like piles. Oh, there's Myron. He's hauling grain again. I think he's hauling soybeans to the elevator in Kansas City. It's about an hour away. Yeah. And yes, right up here is the wet spot. And yes, I did kind of go through it. But I lifted up the planter because it's too wet. But I planted around it, or I'm gonna plant around it. But yeah, I need to do a ditch or something out to those trees to get this to drain. Which, if you guys watched me plant this the first time, that just looked like a little wet spot that held a little bit of moisture. Not as bad as it is. Kind of crazy. Oh, in the ground. Yeah. So these beans that I'm running over and planting into, most of them are gonna make it. There is a few unlucky ones that probably won't make it, because if I hit them just right with the blade, they might not make it. But for the most part, all these beans that I'm planting over are gonna be just fine. Yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know. I did mention it in one of my previous videos, but I thought I'd bring it up again. Yeah. Let's see, just little low spots that just didn't come in the greatest. Dad needs to spray the corn up here. It's looking pretty rough. Probably doesn't help because it got a bunch of rain on it. Here's the thing about farmers, and you guys have probably already picked up on this. We want rain, and then we don't want rain, and then we want rain, and then we don't want rain. And then when we get rain, we didn't get enough rain, or we got enough rain. You know, or we got too much, you know, it's just all over the place. Either it's not enough or not too much. We just want the perfect amount of rain, timely. But then also there's sometimes that's like we want to plant, so we want a week of no rain. You know what I'm saying? So if we look out here real quick where I'm replanting, you'll see there is a few beans out here, but just not thick enough. But then also, sometimes you'll see that there's still a few that are trying. But the problem is, This is really hard stuff. And what happens with these bean plants when they're this small is that when they're trying to push out of the ground, they'll break their neck right here if the ground's too hard. So there still is some, they're trying to, oh, I thought that was one. There's still some trying to push out. Like right here, you can see I kind of disturbed the soil and a few popped out of the ground. But more than likely, there's not that many more that are going to pop out of the ground here. Just not looking very promising. So that's why we're replanting, putting some more beans out here in these areas. Because, well, they got flooded out. Which sucks. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But the corn survived it. And it was just kind of sitting in this area trying to drain out. But with just too much water. It's Landon from the future, and I'm just letting you guys know that I'm going to be giving away one of these battery packs to one of you guys that are channel members. Just wanted to come in the video and let you guys know that if you are a channel member, you have entries into this battery pack giveaway. I plan on giving it away at the end of July, so if you want to be entered to it, become a channel member. For everybody that's been a channel member, this is kind of my way of giving back to you guys for all the support that you've given me. It really means a lot. Also, you guys are going to be getting early access to every single video that's coming out from here on out. And yeah, a bunch of other perks, more videos to come for you guys, because it really helps me continue to make these videos for you. So, thank you. Guess it really doesn't matter how straight I made those rows whenever I was planting. This thing still hasn't been fixed. And then we also got to fix this remote. If you guys saw that in the last video, I had to switch to this remote because this one is slowly leaking off, so it wasn't holding my planter out of the ground. But yeah, that wasn't the best thing in the world. But yeah, right up here in the front doesn't look the greatest either. Looks pretty rough. I did add a ditch here and it definitely helped. It'd probably still be really wet if I didn't add that ditch, but it wasn't enough for all that rain. Yes, this is what 11 to 13 inches of rain does in 3 days. We got that in 3 days. And the water just sat here for so long, it drowned them out. Yeah. No bueno. No bueno, that's for sure. Well, the neighbor that's actually close to this field said he got 9 inches of rain. So I'm not really 100% sure if that's 100% accurate. At home, we got 5 inches of rain. And, in one night, and probably a span of like 4 hours. So yeah, it wasn't really set up for success. That was while these beans were still in the ground, so they definitely took a hammering, and a majority of them still came out of the ground, besides where the water sat for a long period of time, which I've been saying that for the past few days as I've been replanting. So yeah, I tell you what did like the water a lot: grass and weeds. They love the water. They're out and about now. Now you want me to tell you something crazy? A little rain, it'd be nice right now. It's a little dry. A little rain would help get some of these beans to pop out of the ground, and would be setting perfect. Have a pretty stand of beans out there, and then you look in front of us and you're like, oh, that sucks. Yeah. And again with the bean stubble. Bunch of bean stubble. Lots of bean stubble out here. You know what really surprises me? Is that this wet spot is still pretty wet, but the one over here isn't. Which really surprises me because normally that one's always was wet. Well, when I came in here to put in the ditch, I was able to put in this ditch, and I wasn't able to put that one in until later. So I'm really surprised that this one's the one that's still wet and that one isn't. I don't know. I'm just very surprised by that. Thought I would share. But yeah. I didn't do the indrows on this side until now, so. Just because. But this end, I had to replant quite a bit. Just a bunch of. It's pretty low right here, and it's got a bunch of low spots, so. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like in the future. Of course, it's not going to handle this type of rain, but I'd like it to handle gentler rains into the future better. But yeah, that's not as wet as the other one. It's deep, though. That's a deep ditch. I need to slow down a little bit more. I'm going to cross that, because that was a little rough. Almost done here. Probably replanted close to 15 acres of it. And this is about 40-acre bottom. So, yep. That's a pretty good chunk of it I had to replant. Just too much water. And what happens here is this river, not river, I think you call it a creek. I don't know what you call it. But a bunch of water comes down through here, through these trees, and it can't dump into the river. So it backs up, and it kind of sits in this field right here, since it's a low spot. So, yep. So I gotta replant it. Boom. There she is. All done. All done. Hopefully I don't have to do that again. But yeah, that was the wet spot. Back on the main farm. Got fuel. We're gonna kind of regroup and then might have some more replanting we're gonna do. We're just kind of gonna regroup for now. Got the 8040 sitting here. It hasn't done much for a while. And Aden's supposed to be coming to help me and Jared move. For those of you guys that were wondering about the cows, they're on this side of the pasture now. Yeah, they're looking good. There's a bull. Yeah. Happy cows. Got the seed tender home. Aden got all the totes outside. Still got all the bags we gotta get rid of, but other than that, I'm good in here. And then brought the red tractor home, getting fixed. This time it's actually fixed right, or the way it should have been fixed. From factory, it was missing a ring. Why are they mooing so much? They're honestly right where we move them over to the other side. You're not going back over there. But anyways, it was missing a part from factory, so the guy that fixed this for us didn't know it had that until he looked at the diagram and figured out, well, he needed to put a ring on it, like a locking deal. But yeah, so hopefully this time she's good and she's golden and we don't have to get that fixed again. I don't know. I don't think he came up today and got this fixed, but maybe he did. Yeah, I think he did, which is good. So this is ready to rock and roll if we want to plant more beans with it. We have probably under 150 acres worth of replanting left, maybe. We're gonna wait this rain out and see what happens. But yeah, there's Jared's unit, looking good. Very nice. Very nice unit. Drills down there. And I think that's it for today. I think I'm going to take this to one of our farms. I want to push some stuff off. Make it look a little bit better before we replant it. Because, well, with rain and with storms, there comes trees getting blown over, and I'm going to push them before I replant that. So, yeah. And with those farms that we have left, there is chances that the rain does help it get out of the ground since some of our last planted stuff. So, we will see. We will see how it goes. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. And code word for this one, man, I don't really have a code word that's good. Soybeans. You do soybeans? I don't think I've done soybeans before, so we're going to say soybeans as a code word. Thank you guys for watching this whole video if you made it to this point. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.